Let me go to former intelligence officer Don Bramer on the developments of the day. Don, thank you very much for coming on. We certainly appreciate it. And, you know, it's one of the things I think a lot of people didn't even think about is that the work the Secret Service does, and maybe you're more familiar with it than the average person would be, in protecting not only presidents but former presidents, and in this case, as simple as screening their mail at a separate location, which really may have proved to be fortuitous. May have proved to save lives. We don't know. None of these devices actually went off. But anything more you can add to that process as you know it?
Well, first off, applaud to all the professionals, Secret Service, U.S. Marshals, Postal Service, who have been going through this process to identify these suspicious packages. You know, one of the things about these packages, and every bomb maker, explosive maker, they all have a signature, and I think that's what we'll find here that will tie all of this back, whether they're a professional bomb maker or a lone wolf. They're always going to have a signature, whether it's a smudged fingerprint or the way they twist a wire. It will trace back to that person, and I think knowing what we do about these type of people will help us bring these people to justice.
Okay, so in New York, we saw that the device that had been delivered to CNN was moved off-site, right? They were taking it to a different location. We were told in the Bronx, where I assume it would be detonated at some point. But one of our earlier guests, former FBI assistant director, was saying that the authorities would rather not detonate that device until they absolutely have to, that they could maybe get some more information from an undetonated device. Is that true in your experience?
Well, that is correct, because once you detonate it, then you're going to, through heat or any other matter, you're going to ruin a lot of the evidence. So by carefully dissecting it as it is, carefully looking at the types of materials, whether it's galvanized steel or even the small things as the electrical tape that's being used, every little bit of that can put together a piece of the puzzle. So, they'll move this off-site where it's safe and it's contained, turn it over to the professionals, and see what piece of evidence they can come up with.
Now, when these situations develop, you often have a couple things that you worry about. One would be some sort of a copycat,
Correct.
Just calling in scares. The one thing I would make it somewhat analogous to, and there have been other instances you could bring up, but we remember the anthrax scare after 9/11 when those, sometimes it was a legitimate concern and other times it was someone calling in a prank or what have you. So you certainly worry about that, but I would also assume that because we have all of these reports, again, some are erroneous, but some, it turns out, in the case of Florida, we don't know about California yet, but in the case of Florida, turned out to be true. So do we at least assume or be fearful that there are more packages out there, or more packages at least planned at this point?
I think the most important thing to do is for everyone to remain, vigilant. Until we have this person or his associates or her associates in custody and can actually do a solid interrogation or questioning, you need to take this as serious as it is. You're going to see copycats, as you say, and then you're going to see people who are just of the mindset that they take pleasure in scaring people coming forward. So, every threat is at this point going to be credible and viable.
Don, thanks. Don Bramer joining us with his insight.